Alright gang, welcome back to our Island Preservation Challenge here on Ronida Island. It is now March, and March we have a very, very busy month. Even busier than I actually thought it was going to be in the last episode. More specifically, I didn't realize the spinach field was going to be ready to harvest. I knew the barley field behind us would be ready, which you can see in the distance there, but I didn't realize this was going to be ready. So we've got this field to do. I've already got the worker putting oilseed radish in our knife field up there, or our knife-shaped field up there, so that's good. And we're beginning the process here of harvesting this spinach here. So I've never really done spinach, so this is going to be a first for me. Now, the spinach is not best to sell today, so you might be asking yourself, well, if the barley field's ready to harvest, which it is, how are you going to harvest it? I've got a harvester, but I don't have a harvester header. You are correct. I do not have a harvester header. Now, I've got to make a decision here. I've been talking for a while that I don't want to sell any of the clothes early because I want to get the full amount of money we can get out of them. However, the best price to sell the clothes is normally next month. The price right now is actually pretty decent, and it's going up. So I'm going to kind of hold off on doing that field kind of till towards the end, and we might end up doing 2 episodes here in March, and if we do 2 episodes, we'll probably save that field for the second episode, just to try to gain a few extra dollars, because the only way we're really going to be able to harvest that field with our harvester is if we sell some clothes, because we don't have enough money right now as it currently stands for a header. A header is around 30 grand, I think. We don't have that right now, so yeah, we're going to have to just kind of play it by ear here and see what happens, but nonetheless, we do have a lot to do today. As a matter of fact. So let me get turned around here, and I'll kind of give you a bird's eye view. Can't talk today either, evidently. Of everything that we have to do here. I'm going to unload really quick. There we go. All right. So, bird's eye view. We've got the spinach field we're doing right now. The worker obviously is seeding and is running into issues. Of course they are. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Of course. Yes. Perfect. So we've got the knife field here for oilseed radish that we have to do, right? I think they're still going to have issues even if I do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we've got this, and then we also have one other thing that really want to do today as well, which I will show you in just a moment. Now, the question becomes, you know, if we're going to sell the clothes now, do we just sell a good chunk of them? Do we just sell enough only to be able to pay for the harvester and wait for the rest next month or the following month, whenever it's best? They're all great questions. They're questions I don't really specifically have the answer to yet. I think I'm just going to kind of play it by ear. I'm going to put it back on a worker, see what happens. I think I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see what happens, but they're really good questions, right? So talked about this field. We're talked about the knife field, which the worker is working on right now, and hopefully they have no more issues. We've got to harvest this field. We have to plow this field up, get oilseed radish in the field here as well. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Everything else, I think, is still in the growing stages. Honestly, I'd like to start doing the cows here soon, and perhaps the reason why I'm saying, do we just sell enough just to pay for the header? Maybe we sell a few more and actually incorporate some cows here, whether it's this episode or the next episode, whether we do 2 in March or not. It's kind of something to think about and make a decision on as we move along here. Now, we do have some crickets to sell as well, which we know that's going to be good money too, right? But unfortunately, there's not enough crickets for us to be able to pay for that header. So no matter which way we cut it, we are going to have to sell some clothes to be able to buy the header to harvest that field ahead of us, unless, again, of course, we go back to the manual approach. I don't really want to do the manual approach, though. So having said all of that, I think my decision's already been made. I think we're going to go ahead and sell some clothes at a slightly less best price, but it's still good. Like I mentioned, it's still a very good price. So, yeah, we'll do that and we'll go from there. So, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. I do want to apologize for yesterday. There was no episode yesterday. It's very rare when I'm not able to get an episode out every day. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but just things have been continuing to happen in my life that has taken me away from enjoying and recording some videos here from Simulator. So I do apologize for that, especially to my members, because I do pay, you know, an extra amount of money to support me in the channel, and with that, one of the perks they get is early access to videos. So they haven't had a new video for a couple of days now. I do apologize for that. I will try to get back in the groove here this week, I hope. And we'll see how things go here. But, yeah, you know, I don't really want to get into it because it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but life gets in the way, right? It gets in the way sometimes. So long story short, I had to drive a while, and it just I knew if I tried to do a recording last night, I would be tired. Let's put it like that. I would be very, very tired, and I would not be coming off as enjoying what I'm doing. And I've mentioned that many times. I'd rather not do a video if I'm not going to be enjoying it, and I know I wouldn't have been. So, would have sounded very groggy, I think. So, I decided just to take the day off, so I apologize. But anyway, we're back in the groove now. I'm excited to be back, and we'll get going here. So, what else? Oh, used market. The used market has been extremely nice here, but we don't really have the money for all of this, right? The only way we would is if we sold a ton of clothes. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you that right now. If we sell some clothes, which we are going to, we're going to sell an okay amount, but we're not going to sell a crazy amount. In other words, I'm not going to sell enough to get a $120,000 plus tractor. Although it'd be nice to have it, I'm not going to do that. A couple ways we could potentially get that tractor, though, depending on what we want to do here, is we could look at selling one of the other tractors we have and making a little bit of that money back. The one that comes to mind realistically is the Fiat, personally. Not worth as much, of course, but, it's an option, I guess. It would be nice to have a third one, and maybe it'll be there by April. Who knows, but I doubt it. Be nice to have that, but I think more specifically than anything, with the one thing I do think we'll probably end up picking up with some of the extra money from the clothes, is this water tank right here. It's a little bit larger than the one we have. The one we currently have is, I think, 3,000 liters of water, I think it holds. Is that right? Yeah, 3,200 liters of water, and this one holds 6,050. So basically, it's an upgrade. It's a double the capacity, which means one less trip we have to do to go fill water up, and I think that's probably a decent purchase for us to consider. So, we're going to do that today. But other than that, that's really probably the only thing we're going to buy. Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen, but, crazier things have happened on the channel. Who knows? I change my mind often, so who knows? But yeah, hopefully you're doing well. Now, one other thing to note, I made a post about what I just talked about, how about there was not going to be a video on Monday of this week, so yesterday at this point. And I also talked I was going to delay the shop a couple of days. Same reason, really. I didn't get the time like I thought I was going to have this weekend to do some of the minor things I wanted to kind of align and sort out. So I'm going to do that this week, hopefully. And then we'll hopefully have that released sometime this week as well. So I apologize for that, but it's I promise we're right on the edge of all of this stuff, right? We're right on the edge of all this stuff. It's just me needing some time to get it done. I've mentioned briefly as well about some things going on with work. I was working a little bit this weekend as well on a project that I had to do, and it's just been a lot going on right now. So it's just been a little hectic, but we'll get through it. We always do, right? We'll get through it. We always do. So, March, 8:30 in the morning. How's the worker doing? Let's take a peek at that really quick. I would assume the worker is probably stuck again. They are not. They're not getting stuck. Good. All right. Awesome. So that means we'll get the rest of this field, or we should get the rest of this field done then. They're doing some weird things, but that's fine. Let them do whatever they want, I guess. Now, unfortunately, the spinach, as I mentioned, it's not really best to sell right now. It's unfortunate, right? So, of the things that we do have, realistically, the only thing I think that is even close is sunflowers. Yeah, sunflowers are best to sell today. So, we can sell the sunflowers, and the price is dropping, as a matter of fact, so we probably should go sell those here pretty quickly. Probably will. Now, clothes-wise, to be fair, we have a lot of clothes. So this one doesn't have any in storage yet because it's still spawning them. This one has 11,000 liters in storage, and it's already got a bunch of them spawned. So that tells you all you need to know about truly how many clothes we have here. It is a lot. It is immense, the amount of clothes we have. We are, I'm telling you, we are going to make a lot of money come, well, realistically, next month or May, whenever it's best. Looking at clothes specifically, just so I can kind of give you an idea here. Right now, we can get 17,835 for it. I would like to get to 18,000 really before I sell them. The average best price is 19,483, which of course is a lot of money. Right now we're looking at around, if I get to 18, about $1,500 less per pallet, which is a lot of money. It is, but to help progress and do some things that we want to do now, I think we can. I think we can go ahead and do that. Now, a lot of you mentioned this, and to be fair, I don't even know. I'm assuming you're correct. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but I don't do seasons off very often. I'm almost always doing seasons on. This series specifically, as I mentioned before, I'm following verbatim exactly how Crustu set the series up. As far as the rules go, with a couple minor modifications, but one of those rules was seasons were off, which I don't normally do. But a lot of you said seasons off, you don't really have to worry about withering because it won't wither, which I didn't realize that. I thought it would wither after so long, but, if you just let it sit there for 3 or 4 months, I thought eventually it would wither, but I guess not. So, I guess worst comes to worst, we just don't harvest that field until next month, but I don't know. I mean, if we do that, let's just think about this for a minute. If we do that, realistically, we're not going to have much to do. We'll have this field ready to harvest, and then this field will be harvested. I guess we will have a decent amount to do. So maybe we do wait. Because we should be able to get this field and this field done today with the oilseed radish. I mean, there shouldn't be any issue to have those done today. The worker can do both of those, really. That's just something I just now thought of, like on the fly here. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we don't harvest this one until next month. Instead of trying to get everything done this month, why don't we just push something until next month? Because after that, after the following month, we're not going to have, these fields are getting closer, but they're going to be a while, right? They're not going to be done for a while. So, perhaps that's what we do. Well, regardless, if we don't, we're going to have 2 episodes in March, right? If we don't, jump to April to harvest that and a couple other things, we're going to have 2 this month anyway. So I guess I can just leave it to all of you. What are your thoughts? Should I do a second episode in March? Because more than likely I won't have another one recorded by the time this is released tomorrow, at least for the island preservation. Yeah, I don't know. Also, one other quick note. I feel like I'm kind of backpedaling on quite a few things here just based off of what happened this weekend. But so I've talked about a new series, and I still want to do a new series, and I'm hoping I can have a new series come out, well, realistically, tomorrow. But if it doesn't come out tomorrow, it'll be probably Sunday this weekend, which I'm kind of leaning probably more towards Sunday this weekend. So I've got the map downloaded that I wanted to do. I'm having some struggles getting it set up properly. I did spend a little bit of time and effort, when I was a little groggy there, working on trying to get it set up properly, and I think I've got it relatively in a good spot, but I still need to do some more work to it, and I'm just not quite sure. And as a matter of fact, I'm not quite sure. I can almost guarantee you I'm not going to be able to get that done tonight. At the time I'm recording this, it's Monday night, so I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to be able to get all of that done by tonight. Maybe tomorrow night, but I would think it would be tough too. So it's probably looking like maybe Sunday at this point, and I'm not even quite sure that I'm going to do this one. I might change it up, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm struggling a little bit to get it to where I want. It's not. Could I start the series as it is now and run it and probably still have a pretty good series and a pretty believable series? Yes, I probably could, but there are just a few things that I personally want to see, and I'm not quite getting those set up the way that I'm hoping. So I think I would prefer to take the extra time to get it in that state. So what we might end up doing is a bit of a mini-series again, where I've got some other ideas. My members know this. Shameless plug there, but they know this. They get early access to videos, and then they get the member series where we talk about different ideas that I have and see if any of them hold water. And we might do one of the other ones that I had an idea for. That's a little bit easier to set up. Doesn't take as much effort to get it, the way that I want. So we might do one of those. I don't know yet. We'll see. I guess it really depends on how this week goes and time and everything else from work and everything else, right? So, I've mentioned it briefly and mentioned it again here. They let the president of my company go last week, and things have been a little chaotic and hectic for a while because of that. I've having to kind of, as everyone else is, prove their worth right to the company again, even though I've been at this company for, well, over a decade now. You still feel like sometimes you have to kind of prove your worth because nobody new comes in, they've got different ideas, they might go in and change stuff and fire people and get rid of people and get all kinds of stuff, right? So you never know what's going to happen. It's kind of a turbulent time right now for me at work. So I've been working a lot of extra hours. I already work a lot of you know that, but I've been working even longer hours really just because personally, I can't live without my job, so I kind of want to keep my job. My job's super stressful, so at the same time, would it be nice to not have it? Yeah, I guess so, but then I wouldn't really have any money, so I wouldn't really be able to afford to pay the bills that my wife and I need to pay the bills on, right? So, anyway, enough about all of that. You're not here to listen to me gripe about the way work's going. What else? This week, I think it's Thursday, is when I get access to it, but Halo Campaign Evolved will be released for my other channel. I will be playing through it at full. If that is something that interests you, there's a link down below. Shameless plug again. But hopefully that might be something a lot of you are interested in. If you're around my age, you know Halo is a big part of our, I don't know. A big part of our life, I guess is how I'll put it. I was going to say childhood, but it wasn't really childhood anymore at that point, was it? Well, I guess it depends on what your age is, but Halo came out really, I think I was either I was in 8th grade or I was a freshman in high school. I can't remember which one it was, but it's a big part of my life. Big part of my younger life. Let's put it at that. Big part of my younger life. So I'm excited for it. It looks beautiful. I hope they didn't screw it up. Like I said, I don't have any hope because they don't do a very good job, but it looks beautiful, so hopefully it is. Let's see, what else? I don't know if I have anything else, actually. I think I might be, for once, out of things to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably it for now. If I don't have a new series out this Wednesday, it'll be the Can You Survive 25 series again. If I do, well, you'll see it at that point. Schedule-wise, I don't know if I'll make a post about the schedule this week or not, because it's probably going to be just kind of a case-by-case situation here until I get some more videos recorded. Once I have them recorded, then I maybe will release a schedule for the remainder of the week, or maybe I won't. I don't know, but we'll figure that out as I get some stuff recorded. I'm hoping to get at least 2 done tonight. If I can't, so be it, but I'm hoping I get at least 2 done today. Ideally 3 would be great, but I don't know if I'll make it to 3 or not. So let's get the rest of this done. I think the workers should be about done at this point, if they're not already. They looks like they are. So we'll get the worker going on plowing up that field down there in the distance, and then obviously they can do the oilseed radish down there as well. Looks like the worker did an okay job, but they did miss a spot here. So I'm going to do this really quick, and then I will move the worker down there and start doing all the plowing and all that good stuff, right? So gonna need to realign that for a minute. But let me get the rest of this going. Like I said, I'll get the worker going down there at the other end, and yeah, we'll see where we get to. we are pretty much done here. Just this last little strip, and this is all taken care of. Spinach is up off the ground. Again, first time I think I've ever done spinach. So, kind of exciting, but, you know, it's the same basic manual process. So there's not really a whole lot going on there, but it's still cool. Still cool to see it, right? So we'll go ahead and put this away. The worker did finish doing the plowing. Now, we do need to get the stones up off that field and then get the oilseed radish in there, of course. Those are all things that are going to take a little bit of time. So I do think it probably will be in our best interest to wait on doing the harvest here of the barley field. I think we'll be okay as long as we're able to wait until next month and not have any major issues, which all of you have said is a correct statement. Then we should be all right. We should be all right. So long as it doesn't wither next month, we'll be good, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. And then we'll be able to sell all the clothes at that point as well, which means we'll make a heck of a lot more money, right? Now, one thing real quick I want to note here is once we're done with this, I'm going to put the worker on getting the stones up here. There's not many. Shouldn't take them too long. In the process, while that's happening, we're going to load up all the crickets and we're going to load up the sunflowers. Now, we do have some sunflower in the palletizer, so we've never really utilized this palletizer, so we're going to put it to work for the first time, really, because we did drop a little bit of the sunflower into that palletizer just to make sure it accepted it from a pallet directly earlier on. But it's kind of been sitting there stagnant for a little while. We're just waiting for the best time to sell sunflowers, and that happens to be now. So we're going to get that out of there. And hopefully, like I said, it has no issues, and we are able to spawn a pallet, and we can take that and go and sell it without any major issues. That's the goal. So this will be the real first test, at least for us specifically, with the palletizer. Which is, like I said, kind of exciting. Now, I've got the drill down here already, so once the stones are picked up, we can throw a worker on doing that. I suspect that by the time we're done with everything, loading everything up, the worker will be close to being done with the stones, and so we can go ahead and get them started on putting the oilseed radish into that field. Now, realistically, like I said today, the main thing that I want to kind of focus on is buying that other water tank. Still going to plan to do that, so we'll probably bring the water tank with us when we go to sell all this stuff. I think I'm going to switch tractors here. I think the John Deere is a better suited tractor for the stone collector, so we'll use the John Deere for this. One other thing I've mentioned many times, and it's going to be happening here very soon. Once we sell all this stuff, we'll spend a little bit of money on it. But we're going to get some kind of a power wash, power spray, to clean all of this equipment off. They're getting very, very dirty. We need to clean these up, similar to what I said in the Triple Threat Challenge. Those are even dirtier, I would argue. So we need to get underway there with doing that. Okay, workers on. Let's get the Fiat. I need to get these off because we're going to need that to put everything on. So we'll get those off of there because I didn't do that in the last episode when I should have. So we'll do that as well. How is worker blocked by an object? Are we serious? Are we serious right now? Just going to make sure that there's no other issues here. I'm going to make sure that this works. Alright, looks like it is. Alright. So we got 4 pallets of crickets to sell as well. Eggs are going along nicely there. Speaking of that, I didn't look at the chickens. How are the chickens doing? Do they need more food? I would assume they do. They do need more food. Wow, they're completely out of food. Oh, that's not good for us. That is not good. We need to bring some food over here quickly. So let's do that. Good thing we didn't sell any of the sorghum. Now, to be fair, we've got barley that we're going to be harvesting here soon. And we can utilize that for the chickens, really. But let's at least get 1 pallet over here so we get them back to, 100% health for a little while. Having the understanding we need to do a lot more than just that 1 pallet there. Okay, so let's grab this guy, turn it on, back it up, and put it into storage here. I kind of put that guy in the wrong spot, didn't I? I had him over here because... But that's alright, we can stack these on top of each other, it's not a big deal. I think I'm going to focus on getting the spinach up and the rest of that field in the next one, honestly. I don't think I'm going to worry about that right now. Alright, let's grab this one pallet of sunflowers we have here. We'll hold off on the sorghum for a little bit. Keep it just in case for the chickens, but I think that barley should be plenty for the chickens for quite a while. I'm going to wait on putting the clothes on there for a little bit. I'm going to wait. Like I said, we'll wait and see what happens. Maybe we just don't do anything until April, right? But if we have to, then we can make the decision at that point, I suppose. All right, let's do the palletizer first, then we'll get the crickets on here. So, like I said, I don't really... All right, well, they're in here now, so, okay. All right. Let's get the sunflowers out of here now that we have even more in here. I don't really know what I'm doing here, to be honest with you. I got to figure this out. So we're going to figure this out kind of together on the fly here. Probably should have did it beforehand so I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. Okay, sunflowers. Distribute. I don't know what I'm doing here. How do I get these to spawn? How do I get this to work? What is this? What is this? What is this? Okay, there we go. Okay, so what happens with the small amount that's still in there, then? I guess it won't spawn because it's not a full pallet? I guess that's what that means, right? I guess. I don't know what else it would mean besides that. That's the only thing that makes sense to me in my head. Well, that's fine. Whatever. All right, let me turn all this off because that's just I don't like all those icons on there. Every one of you know that. That been around for a long time. It's one of the things I hate is the icons all over the place. I don't like it. Okay, we need to put the water tank up here, because I said I was going to do that upgrade for the water tank, so we're going to do that for sure today. This is going to be probably difficult to get this up on here and get the crickets on here, actually, now that I think about it. But... Okay, that should work. It might be dragging a little bit on the ground, but it should work. Hopefully. So like I said, you know, the worker's likely going to be done with all the stones by the time we're done with all of this. I told you it was going to take a while, and it's taking a while. Might not have seemed like it was going to take a while, but it is taking a while. Put this up here. That gives me more room to maneuver all of the crickets on here, because we do know the crickets can be a bit of a pain in the ass. If we can just push these forward a little bit, we'll be good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Let's go and sell these. And we'll see what we get. It's probably not going to be a ton of money. Matter of fact, I can tell you it's not going to be a ton of money. But it should be enough for us to be able to buy that water tank. I'll see you at the shop. Well, we've got an issue, so we're going to go ahead and unhook this and take the water tank off because the water tank is, the little connection point is getting stopped by that little curb-like thing we're going over. So we're just going to go ahead and take this off at current and go and sell it right now, and then we'll sell everything else afterwards. You would think they'd put something different there than that big, massive curb. It just seems a little bit out of place. Alright, we repaint it for 66 bucks. There's no reason to repair it. There's nothing to repair. 2,123 bucks coming back into the bank account. I'm going to go ahead and buy this now. We'll make it a bluish color just to kind of fit. Oh, that's just the rims. Never mind. Never mind. I'll keep them black. I don't really like the rims being, a non-traditional color, personally. Alright, 7,465. So if we can sell the remaining stuff that we have here and get ourselves back closer to about where we started at, I think I'll be pretty happy with that. I'm expecting us to be probably about 12 to 15,000, I think, by the time we're selling all this stuff. So it'll be good. Get us close to halfway there for the header that we require for the harvester, right? Oh, even better. Even better. We ended up getting up to 17,340, so good. That's good. Real good. Awesome. All right, so let's get the water tank on here, and we'll bring it on back. I want to go ahead and repair it first. It's going to cost us a little bit, so by the time we're done repairing it, we probably will be around that 12 to 15,000 mark that I was wanting to be at. Oh, no, it wasn't even hardly anything to repair. It was all paint that was the problem. It wasn't even really the quality of the actual piece of equipment. It was just the paint was in bad shape. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really care all that much about the paint. Can I drive over this without having to go? Oh, looks like I can. How about that? Nope. Yep. Never mind. Okay, let's hook back up here. Perfect. Perfect. It's already in the air, so we don't really necessarily have to worry about any of the issues we were just dealing with, so we should be okay now. If I can actually line it up properly. Alright, looks like they did finish the stones, which is kind of what I was expecting, right? I said that. I expected the stones to be done by the time we got back. Alright. So, how are the crickets doing? Do we need water? No, they're good for right now. Alright, good. Cool. Alright, everything else seems to be running smoothly, running as well as it can run, I guess, all things considered. We've got a lot of stuff done today, gang. We still have a lot left to do, but I am actually going to leave the episode here. So we're going to get the other field there in the right-hand corner taken care of in the next episode. More than likely be jumping to April in the next month as well, or the next episode as well, just so we can actually sell some of those clothes, right? It's a very productive day, though. Very productive day. Thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I apologize once again for the delay and no video yesterday, but shouldn't have any issue like that for hopefully a while once again. It's very rare when that happens, and Yeah, I just thank you all for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. There's a link down below. Check the second channel out, as I mentioned. Check out the Discord, all that good stuff. There's links down below for all of that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.